Okay, bro, this time it's yours.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a real pleasure to be with you all, to share some tips and tricks and meet some persons again who I met at World Congress. It was definitely an honor speaking to some of you guys over there. And I have a lot of respect for GCI Indonesia and that entire area and jurisdiction because you all had a really good showing last year with Rico and these guys. Awesome, awesome businesses. It made the competition very, very tough. I had to come all guns blazing because of how well you all put forward your businesses and represented your chapters. So it's an honor to be here with you guys. Even though I'm from GCI West Indies, I am one who loves business on a whole. So I don't have any biasness for GCI West Indies. I want to see the best business come out on top in Creative Young Entrepreneur. So as you would have alluded, CYE, Creative Young Entrepreneur, is a program hosted by Junior Chambers International that brings together some of the best entrepreneurs in the world in over 100 countries to showcase their business and represent their chapters at a global scale, first at area conferences, but at the end at World Congress, which would be in Taiwan this year, which I'm very excited to be there to see the different representations from each chapter. So I'm gonna get into it. So some of the requirements for CYE, I don't know if there would have been any changes for this year, but in my year, you did not have to be a GCI member. You can be either a member or a non-member, and you can participate. So there's no barriers as it pertains to any membership. In my year, you had to have your business running for 3 months at least. So I don't know if that's the case this year, but in my year, it was 3 months that the business had to be running for, and you had to put forward a very strong proposal. And after putting forward a very strong proposal, presentation, and a short video, they would have chosen the top 10 from the area conferences. So I would have been in GCI America, and we would have gone over to our area conference, which would have been Colombia last year. And after a 1.5 minute pitch, then they will choose the top 6 for the finals. And at the finals, you would have presented for 3 minutes. And then at closing night, you would have found out the results, which I was very happy to win at area conference also in GCI Colombia hosting the area conference that particular night. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my business. For those who don't know, my business is Ecowash, as you can see on my jersey. It's an ecological car wash system and the only ecological car wash and water conservation system in the Caribbean. We only use on average 2 liters of water to wash a vehicle. So with that 2 liters of water, we promise you a showroom finish with absolutely no scratches. In 2 years in Trinidad, we've washed over 60,000 vehicles at this point in time. And one of the amazing things with Ecowash, it's the only legal car wash in my country right now. It's actually illegal to wash a car with a hose. So it has been tremendous for business because we are going through our water predicaments. So it's becoming illegal to wash a car with a hose because of the water restrictions that's been put in place right now. So that has definitely catapulted the business. We are also the service providers for some massive conglomerates also in my country, which is like Ansem McCall. You guys may not know them, but these are some huge companies with thousands of vehicles in their fleet. And very soon we'll be expanding throughout the Caribbean to Barbados, Guyana, Tobago, Jamaica. But we'll also be launching next month in 4 countries in Africa, which will be Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Cote d'Ivoire, which is Cote d'Ivoire is Sierra Leone, I believe. Some country that goes by 2 names, but I'm very excited to be launching in those countries soon. So my experience with CYE has been an incredible one. It has been an incredible one. The first time I would have traveled in my business would have been for area conference. I never traveled before. So it was very intimidating traveling because one, it's the first time I'm traveling outside of my country, and two, it's the first time I'm competing on a global stage. So I was very intimidated. I'm from Trinidad and I live in a very small community in South Trinidad. So coming from the countryside and in a very small and poor community, it was intimidating to actually be part of an international competition. So firstly, I did not want to go over to Colombia, but through the encouragement of my senator, Senator Joy Braffett, she was very encouraging. She was very helpful when it comes to the initial training and so forth. I decided, let me take this leap of faith and let me go and represent my chapter. Let me go represent my business. But I was not expecting to win. I just went because it would have been a good experience, but I'm not thinking that I have a chance because I'm just a young guy. At that time, I was 26, I believe, either 26 or 27. I'm 28 now. And I just wanted to go, let me go enjoy Colombia. And well, you guys know the end of that. It turned out that I won the competition. But even though I won, it was a very stiff competition. A lot of awesome businesses coming out of that, a lot of awesome friends that I've made, and a lot of persons who I'm right now interested in speaking to about bringing their business to the Caribbean for some expansion with them. So some tips and tricks in CYE. I will get to that a little later on, but let me talk about some of the perks actually being part of the CYE program. Let me go over to some of my notes that I took. Are you guys still seeing me on the video, or has the video closed off? You guys are hearing me?
Yeah, Ken.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So one of the perks of being part of CYE, I have 9 points that I want to bring across to you guys. The first one would be the recognition and visibility. Being part of CYE, not just winning CYE, but participating in CYE offered me the opportunity to have my business showcased on a global stage where you're meeting persons from all over the world who now sees your business and could not only partner with you in business, but also refer you to their friends and family and their business partners. So I'm actually having conversation with somebody who I met in Switzerland. He's from France, but he has connected me with one of his friends from Guadeloupe. And now I'm going to ship out 100 of my machines over to Guadeloupe. So that recognition and visibility that we got over there has definitely connected us with many persons from all over the world. After CYE has provided a platform to showcase the innovation and the creativity, which has also allowed me to come back to my country and get some recognition here, as my government is very supportive now after they're seeing a lot of the wins in the global space. Um, Alluding to that would be, the number two, which would be your networking opportunities. You're going to meet a lot of persons. Now I'm speaking to JCI Indonesia because I would have met you guys over there, and this is opening up a door for me to help with, some brief training and so forth, but also some relationships building where now we will have possibly lifelong friendships that I can definitely come over there and know that I have friends from Indonesia over there. So the program offers numerous opportunities to connect with other entrepreneurs, business leaders, and professionals from all over the world. These connections have definitely been valuable as it not only connects you with persons, but also opens up the opportunity for you to have mentorship coming out of these programs. Because you also have persons who are judges in these programs who gives you some really good insight and some tips and tricks how you can develop your business even more or how you can present better in your next competition. Also, the number three would be the access to resources. you are part of workshops, like currently you're part of a training, the mentorship program, and then just connecting with persons on a whole who's going to give you advice. I don't know if you guys know Valentina, but Valentina is one of the best resources that you can have in your corner. She is so incredibly helpful in your CYE journey, giving you advice, telling you who to speak to, connecting you with certain persons, and then the post support that you actually get from CYE. CYE and JCI is not just helpful during the competition, but after the competition, it's very easy to reach out to the leaders of the different programs for their assistance. Number 4 would be that increased credibility that you get. Now that you can go to speak to companies and say, hey, I've been part of this international program. I've been seen on the world stage. I've won an international competition. It definitely adds credibility to your business, that your business can stand up to international scrutiny and still come out on top, or even just simply participating. Because a lot of the benefit from CYE hasn't just come from me winning the competition, but just participating in the program itself has done amazing things for my business, and the resources, the help, the visibility has definitely been invaluable. So definitely having your business seen on this global stage and actually being shortlisted to participate definitely adds credibility. I've been showcased in magazines as far as Canada, which is North America. I do not have a business over there as yet, but word has spread about Ecowash and what it's doing in the environmental space and what it's doing when it comes to youths and so forth. Because in Ecowash, we also tap into a lot of youths, persons from the foster care orphanages, persons from at-risk neighborhoods. We offer them employment, but through my training in JCI, we also offer them personal and professional development training and courses. Number 5 would be the inspiration and motivation that you get from being part of Creative Young Entrepreneur. Engaging with other creative and innovative entrepreneurs can provide inspiration and motivation to pursue new ideas or develop your own ideas. So when I would have pitched in CYE, you guys would have seen these massive green and white machines that I have. Now, through participating in CYE, we have definitely evolved the machines that we have. So now it's a whole new design. Instead of it being 3 feet big, 3 feet large, we now have a handheld pod that you can simply walk up to a vehicle and wash it with 2 liters of water. So I'll show you guys that machine later on to show the evolution of the business. When I came to CYE and I pitched, one of the things we spoke a lot about was the franchise opportunities that we offer to youths. Through that, and speaking to some of the judges and even speaking to some of the other competitors, I said to myself, hey, I can develop this more, make the business evolve even more, and through advice from persons who are competing in the competition with me, we did a whole new evolution of the business and changing of certain things that would make the business even more sustainable. So being part of the competition, what I've realized from JCI is that it's not a competition where we are competing and hope I win and I hope you lose, but it's a competition where we all want to see each other grow and progress and that our business grows sustainably. So you have competitors who are actually giving you advice on how to improve your business or how to present better. So it's definitely been valuable in that instance. Number 6 would be the contribution to economic development. As you guys know, hopefully, CYE has a prize attached to it. So if you win the competition, you get prize money. When I competed at area conference, it was 5,000 US. At World Congress, it was 10,000 US. And that cash injection into my business has definitely done a lot for me. It has allowed us to purchase and develop our new machines. So the money has definitely gone into research and development, and now it has increased our capacity with how much machines we have. So now we can afford to ship and have over 300 machines in transit over to Africa through part of the proceeds that we would have won from the competition. And as we all know, businesses need money to grow. And CYE, if you are successful in the competition, can definitely provide you with a lot of capital that can help you grow your business, and definitely help you speed up the growth of your business also. Number 7 would be your personal growth. In CYE, they don't just focus on your business development, but also your personal development. So I've learned a lot when it comes to time management, emotional intelligence, how to present, how to do public speaking even better. Because one thing I'm very nervous when I stand in front of a crowd. I I'm very, very nervous, and I struggle with anxiety in front of large crowds. It may not have seemed so when I was presenting, but my heart was racing off. So certain tips and tricks that we would have learned in the training with some of the judges and some of the coaches definitely helped me to present better, helped me to develop my pitch better, helped me to manage my time, helped me to think critically, think outside of the box. So it's not just about professional development and business development, but it's also about that personal development, because you are your business and you have to develop yourself as the CEO of your business in order to push your business forward and help it to grow on a more sustainable and steadfast way forward. Number 8, so we're wrapping up soon with the points, would just be that global perspective. As I told you guys, I grew up in a very small village in Moruga, and we always struggled for water there. We would tote water from the standpipes in the village, or in really bad cases, persons will have to go to the river to bathe and wash their clothes and so forth. And seeing being in a country that you never really flew out from, now being on a global stage, it really helps you to see that global perspective. Seeing that your business isn't just a business that you can build in your country, but you can have a business that's an international business, a business that's all over the world, a business that's in multiple countries, actually seeing what the possibilities are when it comes to the expansion of your business. And also, when you come to places like CYE, you realize that the struggles that you face in your country and the solution that you're providing for your country is also a solution that could be really important for another country. So, like Rico has his pocket up, and he may think, this is perfect for Indonesia or Japan, but now I see that it's perfect for Trinidad and Tobago and also the Caribbean. So you actually see and speak to persons who will tell you, hey, there's a market in the Caribbean for your business, or there's a market in Africa for your business. So through that, we would have expanded through Africa. We signed with the largest car firm over there, because persons were telling us, hey, Africa is struggling for water, but we have a lot of cars. Could you bring your technology to wash our cars over here? Wow. So it's really seeing your business on a global scale and understanding that your business has global implication and can be a global solution for a lot of problems that countries face. I really hope Rico brings Parker to Trinidad. He will. We will welcome him with open arms over here.
Okay, thank you, bro Jeffrey. A very amazing story. The one thing I learned that is CYE can open our network into the global access. It's not only for our country. It based on our tagline on CYE Indonesia this year is from local to global achievement, like you did last year. Yeah, I heard your story, like you opened the company in Africa, some of African countries. It shows that CYE can open our network globally, and if we have the business that scalability is it will be unlimited because it's not only for our country. We can also duplicate or replicate the business model to the
Mm-hmm.
other country that similar with us in demography or many other things in other country. And uh, after scalability, sustainability also, because CYE always like support point of SDGs. So
Yes.
it's the important point for us to be the winner of CYE for this year.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Uh, this is next for the Q&A. I think one of our participants from CYE Indonesia will ask for some questions. Do you have any
Mm-hmm.
questions? Or
Hear
Miss?
me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dadang. Hi, Dareem. I
Hi.
want to ask you, so what are the crucial things that must be paid attention for business preparation to be presented in CYA?
Yep.
Yeah. Two major things I will tell you all is one, in your
The most,
presentation, you need to have a strong team that is behind you. So a lot of us are solopreneurs, so we're doing everything ourselves, but actually having a strong team showing the execution of the business is really important. So you can be the business development officer, but you may need somebody who's helping with operations and finance and marketing. So definitely showing a strong team that can help with the expansion of the business is really crucial. And the next thing will be the three P's: people, planet, and profit. If you
ah,
can tap into those three P's in your presentation, I'm telling you, it's going to do wonders for you. The people speaks of who are you helping from your community? How is this business also going to benefit other persons? The planet is how is your business sustainable? How is it helping with climate change or not actually affecting the planet in a negative way? And then three, your profits, which will be, is your business sustainable financially? Is it making money? Does it have the potential to expand and actually make a significant amount of money? So if you can focus on people, planet, and profit within your presentation, it'll definitely set you apart.
okay. So, many people are afraid because they think that, oh, my business is still new, my business is small. What can you say about it to them? I mean that, is there any
Yeah.
requirements? Is there any requirements like how long the business has been running? Like has been running for minimum at least 1 year or 2 years, or is
Yeah,
there any
so in my
requirement?
year, I believe that it's still the case where CYE requires the business to be in operation for a minimum of 3 months, which is
Three,
really,
Oh,
really good.
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Um, and I, I, I believe the reason for that is that they just want you to start. They want to know that the business has started, and that you've actually hit the market. But as I said, when I started, I had one location, one machine washing cars, and now we're soon to have 23 locations. So don't be intimidated if you're a small business, because I was a small business in a very poor community in my country, and now we're running an international organization. So wherever you are, once you've meet that minimum requirement of the 3 months, I guess you also can also look to see if it's still 3 months or if they've totally eliminated that. But no matter the size of the business, if you have an idea worth sharing, definitely participate in Creative Young Entrepreneur.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
okay, got it. Thank you, Darim.
Thank you.
Okay, Rang.
okay. Any other question from our participants? And I heard that we only give the chance like 3 minutes for explanation and then 3 minutes for Q&A. How to maximize the time that very limited for us to showcase our business?
Yeah, I would say definitely speak to the problem very quickly on. Speak to why the problem is so near and dear to your heart. Why is it a personal problem? So I was affected by water scarcity in my country. So I spoke about that, speak about the solution, and speak about how that solution is going to benefit other persons. Because there is a question and answer part at the end, when you're speaking for your minute and a half or 3 minutes, speak of what is really important that you need to bring across immediately. And then the other questions, you can maybe bring it up in the question and answer session afterwards. So focus on the important points within that time limit of the minute and a half and 3 minutes. And then the other questions that persons will ask, then you can bring the less important information afterwards.
Okay, thank you. So focus on the pain point, right? The
Yes,
yeah,
the pain points.
the pain
Yes.
point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And besides that, we can also like if we are on the global congress, we can also learn the business model from many participants that very various kinds of business model like you from innovation in the machine and but
Mhm.
many of us from Asian like Japan, Indonesia, Hong Kong, we are innovate in application and I think Europe has their own kind of innovation. So yeah, it's very good for us to learn many business model around the world. I think that's the positive, yeah, that we
Yeah,
can.
and even in the presentations, you may see somebody present in the semifinals.
Mm.
When you're looking at their PowerPoint presentation, you're like, "Wow, I love this particular thing that they said or that they had," and you may be able to go to add that to your presentation in the finals. Because one thing I realized is that while persons were presenting in Switzerland, they had on their last slide, they had their contact information with a QR code. So persons in the audience could scan the QR code and go to their business page. I found that was very cool. I did not have that in my presentation. So it's something that I've added to my presentations now. So when you're going to present, don't just present and compete, but also look at the other presenters and learn and see what you can grasp and what you can improve on so that even after you competed in CYE and you go on to other competitions, now you can take what you've learned from your other competitors into those other competitions.
Yeah. We have
Yeah.
so many new things for the revolution of the business model and many countries. And I want to ask more question like, uh, how uh, how do you feel after you being the winner of CYE and how much opportunities that you got after the winner of CYE?
After the winner of CYE, I participated in 11 competitions internationally, and I've come first in all 11 competitions. And a lot of the improvements that I've done to my business pitches has been from what I've learned in CYE, what I've learned from the fellow competitors. But so much opportunities have come my way. So I've won in my country, I've won Creative Young Entrepreneur of the, no, I've won Green Entrepreneur of the Year. Then in the Caribbean, I won Top Innovation in Water in the Caribbean, going on to win Titty under Titty as one of the awardees. I'm flying out to London to do a fellowship over there. So a lot of, as I said, CYE offers you a lot of credibility that you've performed on the international stage. So a lot of doors have been opening up for me to do training with entrepreneurs from other countries, for me to come over to these countries to present my technology, and also to franchise throughout the world. So persons saw the business in CYE and GCI, and they would have told, as I said, other business partners who would have contacted me and say, "Hey, I want an Ecowash franchise in my country. How could we make this happen?" So CYE has definitely bridged a lot of gaps and made a lot of connections for me to expand globally.
Okay, good. Being global with JCI, being global with CYE. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, from local to global achievement. Okay, any other question from Mrs. Chitra or any other audience?
Ya, maybe others. Ya, siapa aja yang mau tanya, silakan tanya loh. Kalau misalnya masih bingung, nggak apa-apa. In bahasa, we can translate to him in English.
Yeah, you can ask with bahasa, and we can help. Miss Chitra can help you to translate it.
So, Dareem, some of my friends ask me, I'm so confused about my business because I think that there is no relation between my business uh, and SDGs, for example. So, what do you think about that? Can we make it all of business related to SDGs, for example, like financial or IT? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely you can have your business integrate the SDGs within your business presentation. So even if you're into tech or finance, you can run community projects where you can teach youths how to code. That falls within some of the SDGs. You can find single mothers or young persons from dangerous
Yeah, I think connection.
neighborhoods. Whether you can teach them, am I back? Yes. You can teach them a lot of different skills. Even through the CYE program, you can have an NGO arm of your business that does a lot of community involvement and outreach. Also looking at, okay, how could my financial business help persons who don't have financial education to learn money management? So there's many different ways that you can integrate the SDGs into your business. Is just to look at the SDGs and what each SDG stands for and try at least to get one or two of the SDGs incorporated within your company and organization.
Okay, thank you. So I think that there is a question for one participant. I'm going to read it. Hi, Dareem. You mentioned that it is necessary to have a strong team behind your business. If you start the business yourself and you only have employees from local neighbors working for you, how can you ensure the judge about your team? Do you have to invite more officers with more credibility, or you can go with your current team as it is? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let me just read it over quickly. Yeah, so one of the things about Ecowash, and fantastic question, thank you for that, is that when I started CYE, I also had employees. Employees are part of your team also. But also, because of the stage of your business, if your business is only operating for 3 months, more than likely you are doing everything in your business. You are the person doing marketing, account, everything. So
Everything
when you yes, so when you're presenting, you can present a concept of a team. So you may not have a marketing officer right now, but you can put a picture of your friend and say, okay, this person represents that marketing officer that I'm going to bring on sooner rather than later. So your team can also be a concept of what you to hope to have in the future. Because in 3 months in business, you may not be able to pay persons a large sum of money to actually do certain work for you. So present a concept, have pictures of all your family members, 3 of your family members, and say this person represents that marketing officer I'm going to bring on, this accounts administrator I'm going to bring on. So present that concept of what it would look like for you to have a strong team, even if you don't have it at the point in time.
Oke, Yosua udah jelas ya? insight-nya.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Next question from Stanley. Stanley. Yeah, you can open the mic. Wait. Okay, Stanley.
Hello.
Wait.
Yeah, sorry before. I cannot open my cam because I have some problem with my internet. So that's why, if you don't mind, I can turn my camera off. Is it okay, Dareem?
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah. Actually, thanks for your channel today. We are so lucky to have you today because you inspire us to know more about program. By the way, I'm gonna ask a little bit about the SDG program. So we have 17 SDG program, right?
Yes.
So from all those 17, which one like the strongest point that can bring you to be a winner? Thank you.
I would say any of the points that focus on, well, most of the points focus on the planet itself, but the ones that are strong with planet and the ones that are strong with the people, I would say definitely focus on. So for me, I focus on SDG 6. That's my strongest SDG because that speaks on water conservation and clean water. That's what my business is about. But also looking at fair working arrangements. So fair work, we have zero hunger, we have life above the planet, life below water. I think anything that deals with natural capital and the environment, definitely those are the ones to focus on. There are innovative cities and urban development SDGs. Yes, that's important, but does that help fix people issues right now, or helping people to feed people right now and quick fixes? That may not be the case with that right now. So I would say definitely focus on the ones that speaks to the environment and speaks to people and how you are helping communities and helping develop communities. If you are looking at life below water when it speaks to ocean pollution, how could I hire persons and employ persons from rural communities to work for me in retrieving garbage and plastics from the ocean? So not only are you helping to improve the environment and the ocean, but now you're offering employment to persons who now can feed themselves, feed their family, feed their communities. So I'll definitely say both of them that deals with environment and also people should be your major focus right now. Because anything that deals with urban development and improvement of the country and so forth, that's on a governmental level, and that needs millions of dollars to achieve. But smaller projects that deals with the environment, it's a little more inexpensive to actually kickstart those projects and showcase its achievability rather than larger projects that speaks of urban development and stuff.
Okay, amazing. And I'm gonna ask second question if you don't mind, guys. So, I mean, could you please give us a little bit like the tip and trick? How can we pitch in 3 minutes? So, what should we put in our presentation or slide? Because like the longer you're gonna use the time, you're gonna lose your score also, right? So maybe can you please
Yes.
give us like the 3 minutes pitching that we should cover in 3 minutes. Thank you, Dareem, for that. Turnuan
Yeah,
Kak Cipta.
definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely practicing that 1 minute to elevation, they call it the elevator pitch, is really important. You need to develop that skill of where you can pitch your business in a minute or 3 minutes for the most. So with Ecowash, I start off either saying, is 2 liters of water enough to wash a vehicle? That automatically grabs people's attention. How could you wash a vehicle with 2 liters of water? Or at Switzerland, I started off with, there are 1.4 billion cars in the roads of the world today. You have to start off with that question or statement that will quickly grab person's attention, make them eager to find out, okay, what does this person have to say? So speak of the pain points, why it's an important issue that we need to speak to and have discussions about. Also, speak to, as we stated before, that solution. What is the solution you're putting forward to that particular problem, and why you are the person that's perfect to solve that problem? And that speaks of your team and so forth. Why are you guys the ones that's most capable of solving that problem? So for the 1.5 minute pitch, I think it's important to break it up in seconds. So you spend the first 30 seconds speaking of the problem. There is water scarcity. We don't have enough water because the car washes and washing of cars utilizes the majority of water in my country. Speak of that in the first 30 seconds. Then in the next 30 seconds, you're going to speak on the solution, which is, hey, I'm Ecowash. I help save water by washing a car with 2 liters of water. You elaborate on that for about 30 seconds. And then in the last 30 seconds, you speak on your team and how how is your business going to benefit the community, but how is it also going to become sustainable? So if time permits, I can actually do a pitch now for you. And so I'm going to do a pitch for you and tell you how I'll definitely going to do it under 1.5 minutes, but okay, this is how it goes. Is 2 liters of water enough to wash a vehicle? Hi, I'm Dareem Jeffrey, the owner of Ecowash. I grew up in South Trinidad, where we always struggled for a constant supply of water. And in doing my research, I realized that we have over 1 million cars on the nation's roads, and we utilize 180 liters to wash each vehicle. That's 180 million liters of water being used to wash cars every single week in my country. And that's where Ecowash comes in. Ecowash is an ecological car wash solution that couples water conservation technology with convenience. The carts are autonomous and portable, requires no infrastructure or drainage, and all the solutions are biodegradable and eco-friendly. We brought this business to the public with our team, our Eco Army, focusing on a range of responsibilities from business development to finance to community involvement. We are employing youths and using our machines as the way to fight climate change. Ecowash, we are the car wash of the future. And that's it.
Wow.
So we focused on the problem, we spoke on the solution, and we spoke on how our team helps build the business while empowering the communities. And I sure that was under 1.5 minutes. So you just want to hit them a lot of very strong points so that you can make it to the finals where you can pitch for 3 minutes where you can elaborate on those points even more.
Okay. Wow, that's great tips for Stanley. Stanley is one of our participants of CYE this year from Indonesia.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's the tips for you, Stanley.
Yeah, but definitely, if you all would like to, any of your participants that would need additional training or ask any questions they have to ask, you can definitely reach out and I can see how best I can help them, because the businesses that are coming out of the Creative Young Entrepreneur Program isn't businesses that is going to make the CEO filthy rich. It's businesses that are going to help save the planet or help save communities and youths and young persons and single mothers. So as I said, there's no bias to JCI West Indies. I really want to see that best business come out on top.
Okay. People, planet, profit.
Yes.
3 Ps. Okay. Okay, any more question? Yeah, from we also have participants from Bro Yadi, expert. Do you have any question?
Hello, Mr. Dadang.
Yeah, do you have question? Yeah.
Okay, actually, currently I'm joining from iCrowd brand. So, Mr. Darren, first of all, I want to thanks for your explanation. My name is
Yes.
Yadi. I'm from Indonesia. Currently, we from iCrowd is an HR tech company. So we currently develop tools to help HR to recruit more efficiently and reducing bias in recruitment. So what I want to ask is actually very simple, and me myself is actually shy to ask this. But if I comparing my solution and platform from your explanation and story, I want to ask, how do you think you can persuade your solution to the judge about the social impact and or how big the impact of your businesses to society if the businesses itself is not actually is developed mainly focusing target to social profit. Like my company is currently is developed to solve the HR problems that maybe HR is not a big social community. It's a just small community, but if we take a big view from the upside, the problem that HR solve is also the problem that can solve the social worker in Indonesia in a country. So how do you think we can persuade the judge that the solution that we bring is not only to solve the small community, but it's impacting even though a large community like the nation like itself? Thank you.
Yeah, scalability is very important when it comes to pitching a business, showing that this business has the potential to expand. Um, as I always said, if it can work in one community, or it can work in one country, then it can work in another country or another community. What you have to look at is how do I scale and how does this benefit the communities? So the thing with where I grew up, even though I grew up in a very poor community, that's not the only poor community in the world. There are other poor communities out there. So maybe your means of scaling may not be to become that big business in the city, but definitely focus in on what is your target market and who are you going to help. Um, HR is a big issue um, in a lot of countries. You have persons who have a lot of really good credentials and certificates, but because of where they're from, they aren't afforded the opportunities that other persons are afforded. You might be able, that person to bridge that gap that puts that resume or CV in front of the decision makers of persons who may not have gotten the attention of those larger corporations or conglomerates. So definitely look at your scalability and understand your target market. Your target market may not be large cities and corporations. It may be focusing on smaller villages and smaller communities and actually growing in that realm. So for me, even though Ecowash is this beautiful company that can wash a lot of cars, we are looking to find youths who are failing in school and not making good grades and who wants to become their own business owners. And we are giving them the machines so that they can go and start their own business and their own Ecowash branches and locations. So I'm not looking for the rich persons who want to give me $1 million to open a massive car wash facility. I'm focusing on the smaller persons from community. And maybe that's something that you may have to focus on, not trying to become too big of a corporation as it pertains to who you're focusing on, but you may just want to focus on the smaller man or the man on the street and scale with that. But also understanding that your business model can develop as your finances come in. So now, because of the kind of finances you have, you may not be able to grow too large, but in time to come, maybe a year or 5 years, you may become so large of a corporation that now you're having some massive impacts because of the money you have to expand your company. So I hope that helps. Yeah, I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Darren.
Yeah, any more question? We have talked so many things. Yeah. Okay. You can see the our chat box. There is a question. Hello, Dareem. What was the worst experience while building Ecowash with your team? And how did you handle that bad experience, like a clean water crisis or whatever?
Yeah. Oh, that's a very heavy question. Because I've had a lot of good days in Ecowash and I've had a lot of not so good days. One of my hardest days would have been maybe firing an employee. Those are really tough days for me because you know the people who you're hiring are the people who really need the job, and sometimes persons don't live up to expectations. One of the hardest days also for Ecowash is where we actually had to close for a very long period of time because the business actually started during COVID-19. And when our country went through lockdown, all our branches, well, our major branch at that point in time had to close. And that was really hard for me because Ecowash, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. So that's how I survive. That's how I make my money to pay my bills. And that was really tough. And at that point, I had to pivot. So instead of washing cars at the malls and the groceries, I actually had to jump in my car and start going by persons' houses and washing their cars in their yards. So sometimes things may happen that you did not see coming, but you have to know how to pivot and think critically on, okay, this is a challenge right now. What could I do to mitigate this challenge? And that is what it was for me. And then also building a business without any family support or any financial support is always very hard. You have to do everything yourself. You don't have that support system behind you to help you with certain tasks in your business. But as an entrepreneur, you have to know how to persevere, be consistent, have that go-getter mindset that this has to work. So yeah, those were some of the toughest days in my business, dealing with workers. Once you're dealing with employees, that's usually one of the hardest things in a business, getting employees to be productive and to do what's best for the business and really doing what they're supposed to do is always very difficult, especially that I'm traveling a lot right now. You need a team that can work independently without you being there. So finding that right team is very important. You'll have to hire, you'll have to fire, you may have to go through 5 marketing managers before you find the right one. It's always hard to let go somebody, but um, business has its challenges. It's just a matter of thinking critically and pivoting and figuring out how you can continue to move on and not miss a beat.
Yeah. Resilience and perseverance.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, friends. You can see also the number of WhatsApp number, right? WhatsApp
Yes.
number and email from Dareem Jeffrey. If you have more question or personally, if you want to prepare yourself for CYE, you can ask Jeffrey also.
Yes, definitely.
And also your Instagram, bro, if you want to share. Ecowash,
Yeah,
your
I Ecowash Titi on all social media. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can like and follow, or you can just message me on the social medias. There.
okay, okay. Yeah, talk about the social media. I have question like how is social how you use social media to grow your business beside the CYE, I think.
Yeah. So for social media, I had to do a lot of educating of persons what the business actually is. A lot of people can't believe that 2 liters of water could wash a car. So we have to use these social medias to tell persons, okay, this is how we can wash a car with 2 liters of water. This is the products that we use in our machines. This is the technique that we use in washing the car. So social media has been for us not a matter of advertising that much, but educating persons on this new technology. Because a lot of persons may say, if you're washing my car with 2 liters of water, you're going to scratch my car. So we now have to do a lot of videos and designs and flyers actually telling persons we will not scratch your car. This is how we do what we do. So social media for us has been a lot of education because it's very new to Trinidad. And Trinidadians, that's what we are, Trinidadians and Tobagonians, we love our vehicles. those vehicles are our vehicle is my vehicle is my baby. So persons are very careful with their vehicles. And in my country, a lot of persons love to wash their cars themselves. So they may not trust you to wash their car with such little bit of water. But it's definitely helped. As I said, we wash over 60,000 cars in under 2 years in one of our branches. So persons are catching on to the trend. And also because we are the only legal car wash right now, they don't have a choice but to use the service.
Yeah. So you use social media to build your brand awareness with education, right? And
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I can show you my machine. So as I told you guys, while at CYE, well, you saw the big machine while I was presenting. This is our smaller machine. Well, I don't know if the background will hide it. This is it here. You can see
Oh,
how small it is, but this
it's
machine can wash about 2 or 3 cars with 4 liters of water. Yeah,
oh,
and it's this small. So what we're doing, we're giving this machine to youths all over the Caribbean, and they go to their neighbor's house and wash their cars. They make some money, and then they use that money to go to school.
wow. It's the innovation for the machine and uh help for the water, right? For the clean water. We save the water with using your machine. It will be
Yes,
helpful, especially for African countries that difficult for the clean water, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
good. Any more question from the audience or Mrs. Chitra Ruli?
Enough for me.
Okay, enough. Any more? Okay. I think we don't have more questions. But if we have more questions, I think you can also directly follow the IG or Instagram of at Ecowash TT, and you can see directly the activity of Ecowash and also Bro Dareem activity like being the part of 30 under 30, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay, in Trinidad, in TNT, in your country.
yes. So I'm part of 40 under 40 in
Oh,
Trinidad, and I'm part of 30 under 30 in the Americas. So I'm heading over to Washington to accept that award.
wow. Great.
Yeah,
CYE is very helpful for us to explore the world.
definitely.
Okay. Okay, I think enough for the session. I will share all of the record for the audience and you also
Mhm.
for the record. And I think do you have one last conclusion for us, or do you have one more last suggestion for us who want to try this event, who want to becoming the part of CYE?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll say, please don't be intimidated by it. This, as I stated when I started off, I was very much scared to one, leave my country to participate, and two, is my business good enough to compete in CYE? And it went straight on to win Americas and at World Congress. So don't think about how small your business is. Think about the fact that you have a wonderful solution to a massive problem, whether it be in your country or it be in the world. Yes, you may be starting small, but the sky is the limit. You never know what could actually come out of CYE. As I said, I had one location in my country. Now we're launching in 23 locations in 9 countries around the world. And this has only been, I had one location 6 months ago. Now we're going to have in 6 months from then, which is next month, we're going to have 23 locations around the world. So the sky's the limit.
Wow.
There's no limitation to what you can actually accomplish with CYE. Last year when I won CYE, that would have been in May. So that would have been almost a year ago. And now to see the growth that's happening. Lastly, I'll say practice, practice, practice. I am very shy and introverted. So I get nervous standing in front of persons and speaking. Every time I have to present for CYE, I do not sleep the night before. I stay up the entire night practicing. So I encourage you guys, practice so that you can know your business inside out, so that you can answer the questions quickly, because time is of the essence. And when you practice a lot, the business just flows out of you. You can pitch anybody when you see them. So practice a lot. Join the CYE program. It's definitely worthwhile. And even if you don't make it to World Congress, or you do make it to World Congress, apart from the prize money and making it to the finale, the training through the program is so invaluable. For me, the prize money was just a plus. The training that you get from CYE, from the judges, from that mini incubator program, how to develop your pitch. In CYE is where I learned what should be in my pitch and my presentation. They actually train you in that. What does a good pitch look like? So I encourage you all, join the Creative Young Entrepreneur program. Definitely not going to regret it.
Okay, thank you, bro. I think next you should entering Indonesia, bro. Indonesian market for Ecowash.
I'm coming to Indonesia very soon because I need to see my friends face to face.
Okay, can't wait for it. Okay, all. Thank you very much for Bro Jeffrey for sharing with us tonight. Morning in TNT and
Yes.
night in Indonesia. We have 11 hours different time. Thank you all participants who joined this session. We'll share you the record after this. And thank you.
Thank you, Dadang. Thank you, Dareem. Dareem, I have text you on a WhatsApp.
Okay, awesome.
Ya, thank you. Thank you semuanya.
Thank you
Jangan
all.
lupa daftar CYE.
See
Cepat.
you all.
Thank you, Bidi Dadang.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you guys.
Have a nice day, bro.
You too. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye.